fire. Congresswoman, thanks for pausing and to talk to us in the middle of this difficult time for you and your constituents as well. Can you kind of set the map for us a little bit where your district sits and how it's been impacted by this fire?
My district has the San Gabriel Mountains and the foothill cities of those mountains. And as a result, it was drastically affected by the Eaton fire, particularly the city of Pasadena, the northern section of it, as well as the entire area of Altadena were drastically hit by the fires. And the surrounding cities have had an evacuation order. However, the fire seems to have concentrated in the Altadena, Pasadena area. And as a result, there have been 10,000 acres that have been burned. There have been 5 deaths. There are 100,000 evacuation orders and 100,000 warnings of evacuations in my area.
As you're speaking there, Congresswoman, we're watching on the screen images from Altadena in your district. As you mentioned, more than 10,000 acres burned. The 5 reported deaths so far are from the Eaton fire. Expected to hear about more of those as first responders can move into some of those neighborhoods. What are you hearing from your constituents? Have any of them been able to salvage anything out of this fire?
Well, it is incredibly heartbreaking to hear everything that I have been. I actually have friends whose homes have burned down, but also we know of major institutions that have burned down, such as the Altadena Senior Center, the Pasadena Jewish Temple. I was actually supposed to do a presentation at the Elliott Arts Magnet School, and I heard that burned down, and that's in Altadena. So there is utter destruction, especially in the Altadena area. And it's a beautiful, wonderful location. It's just hard to imagine the devastation. I also visited the shelter, the Pasadena Civic Center shelter, and there are 1,000 people there from the surrounding area. They don't have anywhere else to go, but they are in shock, and they just don't know what's next.
Congressman, we just heard from the director of FEMA. Obviously, the federal government already there in response, trying to help. But this is going to be a lengthy and very expensive process here. You know, you there in the Congress will have a disaster bill. We'll have to take that up. And in about 10 days' time, it will be President Trump, who very publicly has feuded with the state of California and its governor about exactly this and threatened to withhold disaster relief funds from that state. What do you hope we see here in the next couple of weeks as the administration changes in Washington in terms of its needs for California?
I am concerned because of those threats, but I do hope that President-elect Trump does the right thing. After all, wildfires don't have any political affiliation. They affect everybody. They affect people of all the political parties, some of whom did indeed vote for President Trump. So I hope he does the right thing, because this is about the quality of life for Americans whose lives had now been absolutely devastated by this wildfire. We saw strong winds before, but never were these strong winds combined with this terrible fire where embers jumped 2 to 3 miles. That's why it increased so much from one night to the next. And thankfully, the wind gusts seem to be dying down. So hopefully the fire will not spread even further. But the extent of the destruction, as you can see here from the pictures, are something that we could never have imagined.
Yeah, that's the thing with those shifting winds. People who thought they were safe a couple of hours later find themselves scrambling to grab what they can to evacuate. Congresswoman Judy Chu of California, we're so sorry for the suffering of the constituents in your district. Please give them our best, and we appreciate you stopping to talk to us this morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much.